It all means nothing until you step inside.
The next Halo game could be in trouble. Here's why. A very brief initial background of Halo, 2001 to 2007. Halo is an iconic franchise. We don't need to tell you that it's a military science fiction video game franchise that was originally developed by Bungie and is currently managed by 343 Industries. This distinction is important because some passionate fans have the opinion that Halo was good as long as Bungie was involved. After that, it all went downhill. Now, this is not necessarily everybody's opinion, but it is important to note that some people do feel like that. After 2010, Bungie formally split from Microsoft and became a privately held independent company. Microsoft obviously was able to retain ownership of the intellectual rights of the Halo franchise. The first Halo game released in 2001 was extremely important because the fate of the Xbox depended on it. Halo Combat Evolved was being touted and marketed as the killer app for the Xbox console. Had the game failed, it's very unlikely that Microsoft would have been able to compete with Nintendo and Sony. Halo Combat Evolved is a beautiful game, described as one of the best games of all time. Bungie had the idea of Halo before Microsoft acquired it, but it was a third-person shooter at that point. Halo Combat Evolved received unanimous praise and acclaim from critics, and did very well commercially, selling over 6 million copies. This game also received various Game of the Year awards, and reached such a pinnacle of success in the genre that most similar games that followed were being called Halo clones. The success of the first game led to the quick development and release of a sequel, titled Halo 2, in 2004. This game was also quite successful, although it did receive more criticism than its predecessor. However, Halo 2 outdid its predecessor in terms of sales, selling over 8 million copies. In this way, the increasing success of each game led to the rich development of its successor. Halo 3 outdid even Halo 2, selling around 14 million copies, and received massive critical acclaim. The chief criticism that the game received was that it was for Xbox only. Desktop and other console users had to wait many years for a proper optimized version for their respective devices. This is where things change though. Things change. 2007 to 2010. There was a huge change in 2007. Bungie decided to split from Microsoft in 2007 to become a privately held independent company, but they were contractually obligated to release more games till the release of Halo Reach in 2010. Bungie decided to split into two teams and develop Halo 3 ODST and Halo Reach. These were prequels to the original Halo trilogy, hence there was no need to stick to old storylines. This marked the end of the Bungie era for Halo. Post this, everything Halo was handled by Microsoft's 343 Industries. 343 Industries takes over, 2010 to now. The first major game that 343 Industries released, apart from a remaster of the first game, was Halo 4 back in 2012. This game received very good reviews, although the storyline and multiplayer received some criticism. Microsoft had put everything into Halo 4. It was the most expensive game the company had made till date. It also spent a fortune on marketing the game. Halo 4 sold just under 10 million copies and was deemed a success. Since then, 343 Industries have released many Halo titles, but two major ones, Halo 5 released in 2015 and Halo Infinite released in 2021. Halo 5 did well critically, although the game's difficulty level and storyline were criticized. Halo 5 did not sell as well as the previous major Halo titles, but some analysts do say that sales were on par. Estimates put sales at under 10 million copies. Cut to 2021, Halo Infinite received great reviews, especially for its music and visual design. It was chosen as Game of the Year by several publications. The multiplayer component of Infinite has, however, been heavily criticized. The late cancellation of the split-screen co-op was also hugely panned. It's not exactly known how many copies Infinite has sold, but overall, Halo as a franchise has sold over 81 million copies, with over $6 billion in total franchise grosses. It is one of the best-selling game franchises of all time, behind the likes of Pokemon, Mario, and Call of Duty. A closer look at the current state of 343 Industries, 2023. 343 Industries had the very tough job of following Bungie, and it had been reasonably successful. They have not been able to fully manage the multiplayer component of Halo and have been struggling to patch things with Halo Infinite. 343 Industries was masterfully headed for several years by Bonnie Ross, but she decided to step down at the end of 2022 and leave due to a family medical emergency. In 2023, one of the longtime creative directors of Halo, the famous Joseph Staten, decided to leave the company and join Netflix. Kiki Wolfkill, who is head of the Halo Transmedia media and entertainment, as well as art director at some point, has also been reshuffled to a different role at Microsoft, not involving 343 Industries. Longtime developer and franchise director Frank O'Connor also seems to have been let go. Multiplayer creative director Tom French also quit. Head of design Jerry Hook is no longer there, nor is the art director Nicolas Bouvier. In this manner, a huge critical number of important people who were involved in the development of Halo for decades are just now no longer there. Microsoft has laid off almost tens of thousands of people. 343 Industries has definitely been affected, losing more than 90 employees, among them many critical creative and engineering people. However, an important and landmark change has been Microsoft's decision to migrate from Slipspace Engine to Epic Games' Unreal Engine 5. What does this mean for Halo in the future, especially in the context of the Unreal Engine 5? As we just mentioned, a monumental and landmark change has been made: the adoption of the Unreal Engine 5. It is reported that 343 Industries has been instructed by Microsoft to start from absolute scratch. The whole company has been restructured, especially the creative and dev team. 343 Industries is still working on fixing and improving the multiplayer for Halo Infinite. It is not immediately clear what the downsized studio will do in terms of the next major Halo game, however. It is reported, though, that there might be a partnership of some sort with certain affinity. 343 Industries was a good studio, but it lacked identity. It was just carrying forward the legacy left by Bungie. But this restructure and reshuffle allows 343 to start from the absolute beginning in terms of gameplay, story, and multiplayer. There are unconfirmed rumors that the development of Halo might be, at least partially, outsourced to other studios, but this theory is unconfirmed and perhaps unlikely. 343 Industries studio head is now Pierre Hinze, and he has been working on Halo for a long time as well. He has expressed utmost confidence that 343 will carry forward the legacy of Halo, which is critically important to the Xbox ecosystem. A tweet from Pierre said, "Halo and Master Chief are here to stay." Microsoft Gaming CEO Phil Spencer has remained upbeat about Halo and its future. He is busy managing Microsoft's $69 billion acquisition of Activision Blizzard and the antitrust lawsuit against it by the Federal Trade Commission. Marvelous verdict. 343 Industries is satisfied, to a good extent, with the reception and success of the Halo single-player campaign of Infinite. The multiplayer has a lot of holes, and 343 Industries is struggling to patch it and maintain a stable environment and netcode. It will support multiplayer for the long haul, it seems, from its current efforts. There are always rumors of additional DLC, but they're always unconfirmed. The most promising aspect of all this is the adoption of the new Unreal 5 engine. 343 Industries now has a blank canvas and the right intellectual property to make a great, if not legendary, game. They are short by many critical staff, but a lot of people still believe in them, that they can deliver a good game and reclaim the original glory of Halo, which now struggles to compete against the premium AAA games. Some fans want to see an in-depth Human Covenant storyline, while others want to see more action involving the Forerunners. There is a huge variety of storylines that the fans would like to see, even if it messes up the conventional storylines and narratives. Some fans just want to see 343 Industries abandon everything of the past and create a completely fresh narrative involving Master Chief, Cortana, and other favorite characters. The ball is in 343 Industries' court. A lot of people believe in them, but a sizable number still hate them and want them to fail. We here and wish 343 Industries all the best in their endeavors and hope that they can create a fresh, legendary game that nostalgically reminds us of the good old days of Halo. Let's all hope for the best.
It took you long enough.